Welcome back everyone. So in today's video we're going to talk more about the Corestation, its enclosure, and we're also going to get it installed just to show you what it's like in action. So just to kick off, we'll give you a nice closer look. We didn't manage to get it open last time, but this is the enclosure for the Corestation. Now it comes with a few gubbins. It's not just the plastic case you get. Right, so straight away we've got your tamper switch. So if there's any unauthorised access to the panel, you will be alarmed. You've got your status LED board right here, so which is some nice flashing lights, tells you you've got your battery and your mains power there. Then down here we've got an 8-channel 12-volt distribution board, so you can hook up your different locks or readers directly to here. And then nice and easy, you've got your power supply. And you've got a lovely strap right here to strap a battery in. Now we will have this set up with battery strapped in and everything to show you, but unfortunately that's going to have to wait, as the only battery we have is a 12 amp hour one, which is slightly too big to go in this enclosure. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this puppy up in the office and we're going to get the Corestation installed. We've already given you a brief look at that. We're going to go into more detail, and we've actually got all of the facts right here today, so I wouldn't get anything wrong. And then just to give you an idea, we're also going to get the X-Pass D2 mounted on the door at the front of the office. Okay, now bear with me, I've got some cutting to do. Right, well, that was nice and easy. Let's start getting some doors added to it and go from there. Right, let's go. Right, okay, so it's been a few days since I fitted the Corestation, and we've been doing a little bit of work, so bear with me while we go through a few things. Just before I give you a close-up of the panel, I'm going to go through a few facts. We've got everything on the screen right now, so I'm not going to get anything wrong. So, just to go through a few bits and pieces about the Corestation and how powerful this thing is. You can have up to 500,000 users, and that's one-to-one matching, so that's provide your card to the reader, then place your finger. So it just sort of identifies you, so it can pull up your fingerprint profile rather than having to search for the whole database. And 1 to N, which means if somebody comes up, places their finger on the reader, it searches through the whole database. That's if they're not providing a card. They can do up to 100,000 users, providing that's one fingerprint per user, which I think most people will use this for, really, unless it's a higher security facility. Your fingerprint matching, depending on what device you're using, it could do up to 400,000 reads a second, which is insanely quick. We'll do another video with a fingerprint reader at some point soon, just to give you an idea of how useful that really is. Inside here is an octa-core processor, probably ARM based. I haven't looked into it too hard. Running at 1.4 GHz for those that care, and a mighty 1 GB of RAM. I mean, we've all got more than that on our phones these days, but plenty for what we need to do here. It can also store a maximum of 5 million logs, be that failed access or people coming in, that sort of good stuff. So, the main purpose for this is a centralised solution, so you'd have this in a larger building where all of your readers come back to it. Obviously we've got the 12-volt power down here for a few local devices, but when you're going into a more complex system, you're going to need far more power supplies than this has. And then we've also got the backup battery. So we've got a 7 amp hour one here. We're going to do a few tests at some point just to find out what it can power and for how long. So we've got a couple of mag locks, we've got face station F2, that sort of thing, that's all powered off of here. So it'd be interesting to see just how long this will last. Right, for the weekend you're looking at up to 132 readers, so you know that could be 132 readers, all with exit buttons on the other side, so 132 doors in theory. And then with RS485 you're looking at up to 64 doors. Those are all daisy chained and such. We've got a few diagrams, actually it's right in the panel here, but we should put one up on screen now to give you an idea of what you're looking at really. The added bonus of the Wiegand on there is you can just swap this out, use existing wiring from your old access control system, and it should just work beautifully. Right, so taking a slightly closer look at this beauty, what you can see here is 4 areas. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 banks. Each bank of these ports can handle up to 31 devices over RS485 within the daisy chain. However, you are limited to 64 devices total, so you could possibly have 31, 31 and then 2 on that one, or split them more equally. So to break it down just a little bit further, we've got your RS485 ports, 12 volt, your Wiegand ports, your TTL, your other inputs, and your relay down here, so you can connect locks directly to this if you really wanted to. Up here you've got your network, and you've got another RS485 port there. So in theory you can use that for other devices, other readers, that sort of thing. And then down here we have got your 12 volt in for the power for here, and then your auxiliary in. So that is currently used on this one for our tamper switch. So we'll hook that up to our alarm, so if the panel is ever open we'll get a good alarm out of that. Then we've also got our mains power failure detector, which is coming from here up to aux 0. Right, moving ever so quickly on, we've also, as part of the enclosure, you get the power supply with your mains in, and you've also got a 8-channel 12 volt distribution board. Now one of these channels is taken up by the power for the core station, but we've in fact already got 4 devices on here. Right, well, I hope that was interesting. We're going to do more videos about some of the more of the things we can do with it, hopefully get a bigger system set up. But stay tuned, because we've got a more of a standalone system already set up that we'd like to talk more about as well. But yeah, core station, fantastic piece of kit, absolutely brilliant for large implementations that you just want controlled centrally really. We won't talk about the BioStar software that controls this because it's not really that much fun to watch, but if anybody is interested, maybe I can do one in the future. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you very much and I'll see you later.